Today, we're talking to Suzanne Woods Fisher about her brand new book, The Sweet Life. Thank you so much, Suzanne, for taking the time to chat about your book.
It's my pleasure. In fact, copies just arrived. So this is the hot off the press. It's the first time I've even held it. And it's such a cool cover because it's all about ice cream, which is what
isn't it? Yeah. I don't know if you can use the term hot off the press. The ice cream will melt.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a fun and fantastic cover. And that leads me into the first question. So we've got a character who is headed to Cape Cod. She's supposed to be on her honeymoon, but she ends up being there with her mom. And through all of this, an ice cream store is purchased. So tell us a little bit about the Sweet Life.
Well, The Sweet Life is a story, just like you mentioned, a mother and a daughter, a young adult daughter, who both are sort of having a crisis in their life. The daughter is the main character, and she's the one who was just 2 months away from her wedding with this wonderful young man whom she's known for years and years, college sweetheart, afterwards, and this big, beautiful wedding plan. And the closer they got to the wedding date, the more he just came to the conclusion that he just didn't love her the way he thought he should. And he's not a bad guy, he's not a villain, but he is the one who kind of turns everything upside down. And he tells her, you go on the honeymoon anyway, just go to Cape Cod. I know you've always wanted to have a honeymoon on Cape Cod. Take anyone you want, just it's on me. And because this young woman, Dawn Dixon is her name, her mother was going through another issue, she decided, I'm taking my mom, even though the two women are absolutely the most opposite personalities you can imagine. Dawn is the kind of person who loves spontaneity as long as it's carefully planned. And her mom probably has a little bit of ADHD and is kind of a late on the generous side of middle age, sort of a hippie, a little bit of like whatever. And the mom, who is just having a ball on Cape Cod while Dawn is on the beach kind of commiserating with the ocean and feeling jilted and all that. Her mom is walking through Chatham, Massachusetts, which is the elbow of Cape Cod right there. Beautiful little town if you haven't been, and comes across this worn down, kind of beat up old ice cream shop with a big for sale sign out front, and decides to put a lowball offer in, which gets accepted. So suddenly they're in the ice cream business. Her daughter, as you can imagine, is horrified. The mom, who has never made ice cream in her life, is ready for a new experience. And that's kind of unfolds the story right there.
Now, the fiance, former fiance, shows up in the story. Now, I don't want you to give away, obviously, more than you can, but how does he weave his way back into the storyline?
Just the way you'd think, that mom, that mom gets him involved because she is trying to figure out how to make this happen, how to financially bring it all together. She gets into a tiny bit of trouble with the Chatham Historical Commission, which is they are very rigorous. This is America's most beautiful town. So they're not about to let this woman come in and think she can just do whatever she wants with this historic building. And it is a beautiful old building. I mean, it's neat it wasn't torn down. It was kind of fun studying about all these historic buildings. The former fiance, Kevin, is an architect. And the mom just secretly starts texting him, bringing him in. Now, one thing you didn't ask, and I thought you were going to start this way, but I thought you were going to ask why ice cream. And I have to tell you, a side note of our family life, my husband is a professional ice cream maker. And he has been to Penn State Ice Cream School. Did you know there was such a place?
I did not, although I imagine there are schools for making ice cream, but yes.
And it occurs in January for obvious reasons. It's kind of like a certificate program. And there's a 2-week session for like the hardcore, Ben and Jerry's, Baskin and Robbins, all the greats have gone. And then there's a long weekend for these really serious hobby guys and gals. And that's what my husband went on. And he came home as an incredible ice cream maker. It's turned into sort of our family thing. My husband's even auctioned his ice cream off at charity events.
Oh, nice.
And he's really the research behind making this story credible. He's the one who has given me all this information. For example, Dawn, who is slightly neurotic and cannot get past the flavor vanilla. Vanilla is surprisingly the hardest flavor to make, right? Because it is so pure, like chocolate can mask. coffee can mask, but you have to get vanilla just right. So she is on her 59th try. Well, guess where that story came from? Right out of our kitchen where I am right now.
Yeah.
59 tries to get ice cream right.
So why Cape Cod? I mean, you're on the other coast, so why Cape Cod? Obviously, you've been there, but why did you set it there and not someplace in California?
Such a great question. Two reasons. One, my dad grew up in the Cape, and I have uncles. One of my uncles is a dentist in Chatham. Another uncle is a dentist up in Cohasset, a little further north. I've been many times. Cape Cod is so accessible. It's so lovely. It's such a great place to go. It's what could be better than a summer day on Cape Cod with an ice cream cone in your hand. That's the first reason. The real reason is my editor said, we'd like a coastal series, pick any place you want. So I did pick a place in California thinking, great, I live in California. I can finally stay in California. And she said, yeah, no, we want it Cape Cod. So that's, that's the real reason. But Cape Cod is a great place. It's just a lovely, part of America.
All right, this is by far the most important question. Waffle cone, regular cone, or cup?
Huge question. And I think I'm going to have to save that for book 2, because book 1 is all about just trying to get the ice cream right and get the building opened in time for Memorial Day and all that. But very good point. Do you have a favorite flavor?
I like chocolate mint, and I must admit I like a waffle cone.
Okay.
So anyway, that is going to be book number 2. This is a 3-book series.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to The Sweet Life, which is coming in early May. Thank you so much for taking the time to tell us about your new book.
My pleasure.